Hi all, welcome to SAP Product Costing. Today we are going to understand what is a work center, okay, and how to configure the work center. So very simple, the name itself is indicating to you the work center is a place where work is carried out. A work center is a place where certain work is carried out. Let's say you have a painting workshop. What do you do there? You paint all your whatever you are doing. Let's say you are producing metal or let's say automobiles. So you spray paint your body. So this is there can be an assembly, right? Assembly workshop. So in this work center, you will assemble all the dashboard related work center, right? Then you have chassis, right? Chassis work center where you assemble the chassis to the body, etc. Again, that's a separate work center, right? Then packing, okay. Then there can be other work centers. So work centers is typically where work is carried out. Now, you may have a question, then how do I collect all the costs which is being expended in the work center? For example, in a painting workshop, you might have only three laborers and two machines, and you might consume certain power, etc. Electricity, okay, energy. But whereas in assembly, you might have 30 workers, okay, the labor cost might be fine. So I need a cost collector, right? I need a cost collector. So there, every work center is assigned to a cost center. Typically, this cost center is production cost center. Okay, typically this is a production cost center. No, sir, let's say you are in an assembly one, you still have, you assemble certain units. So you bring the parts and you assemble them together, fine. Then you have an assembly plant, but even there you might have multiple workshop. One where you will disassemble things, then assemble and then pack things, etc. So you may have different work centers, but the important point here is who is the cost collector. The cost center is going to be the cost collector. Every work center is assigned to a cost center. Every work center is assigned to a cost center. Very, very, very important. So let's now go to the next screen. Okay, work centers are used in plants. The T is missing here, sorry, plants, routings, networks, inspection plans, maintenance, task lists, rough cut planning profiles, etc. Machine group, capacity, etc. Work center are always defined with reference to a plant. Work center is always defined with a reference to a plant. What is the other thing which I said will always be created in reference to a plant? Do you remember we created material? Material was also created always in reference to a plant. Bomb was also created in reference to a plant. So we now have work center which is being created in reference to a plant. Work centers are assigned to cost center. Activities are assigned to the cost center. Do you remember the activity planning that we did? So we defined B101, 102, labor activity, machine activity, power activity, fuel activity, repair activity, etc. So those activities I will now connect it here. Okay, I'll connect those activities here. So now come to work center. Okay, here in the work center, let's say, let me go to the next one. Okay, I should have a demo. So this is not the demo. Go to SAP. The T code is /n CR01. CR01. If you want to see the path, okay, /n, go find the T code CR01. So you will get the path. So it is in logistics, SAP Easy Access menu, logistics, production, master data, work center CR01. Now, see here, the first field itself is plant. So I'm going to create it always with reference to a plant. So my coding structure will be BB10 work center 01. BB10 work center 01. So work center, we have to give category, whether it is a this work center is a machine, or is it a labor intensive, or is it a plant maintenance, etc. So I will say it is machine. Say okay. Okay. Now I'll say BB10. Okay. Let's say if it is sugar industry, there was a process, right, which BB10 work center for, why am I not getting the uppercase? BB10 work center for decolorizing, or let's say assembling work center. The person responsible, if you remember, when we were doing PP configuration for work center, we created the person responsible as 001. I'll make use of it. Usage, for what you are going to use. So you have here no task categories, only routings, only for routings you can do, only inspection you can do in this work center, networks. I'll say all task types you can do it here. So I'll say okay, all task types. Now what activities will get performed here? Do you remember the standard value key that we created during the PP settings? So that standard value I will enter here, and when I enter here, all those activities which I assigned to the standard value key will get displayed here. Okay, standard value key we did as part of PP configuration. Please revisit it. There we assigned certain formula parameters, then defined formulas, then we defined a standard value key to which we assigned the activities. So if I say now okay, can you see that it has taken labor cost, machine power, fuel cost, which I have defined it there. Now directly go to the costing tab. Okay. Now again, as a standard practice, I always define it from 01 Aga, the first of the month when I am creating. See here the cost center, right? So here I am going to give one of those production cost center BB10 GB 0001. 0001. So this is my work center. Here to this particular activity, I have to give the activity type, right? Labor, I will give the activity type. Activity type is B101. Again, selecting all these things will be tedious. So let me just go to an Excel and okay. See, I am copying this B101, 102, 103, 104 here. I'll go to SAP. I'll copy it here. Activity type. I have defined my formulas also with the same keys. So I'll copy the same thing here. This is the unit or dimension. So I have to go back to Excel. Here I have defined here hours, labor is in hours, machine is in hours, power is in kilowatts, and fuel is in liters. So I will make use of that. Okay. And now I will simply save it. That's all. The work center is done. If you want to display, so it is CR03. Okay, CR03, BB10 work center 1. So SA enter. Okay, can you check costing? Okay, see, I have defined it. Now I will try to create another work center which is called painting, which will be BB10 work center 02, and assign a different cost center GB 0002. But you see what error message will come in. Okay, I have not planned for the GB 0002, right? I have not planned. Let me just check whether I have planned for GB 0002. Okay, the controlling area is B 11100. Okay, so I'll just show you without planning. It will should not allow me to create a work center. So 2024. Okay, BB10 GB 002 is my production work center. Okay, activities are B1012 to B104. Okay, just check whether you have planned anything. I have not planned it. So now let me make a work center. I will show you that error. Okay, I will show you the error. It will say that you have not planned for this cost center. So how can you make a work center? Okay, so what is the T code to create a work center? CR01. Okay, give me 1 second. So let's say I am creating another work center GB002. Okay, I am creating a work center WZ02. Okay, rest of the parameters are same. The only thing is I am going to change the cost center. Okay, so here I take, so whatever was the description I will give here, BB10 work center assembling. So I'll give it as welding. Let's say welding. Okay, person responsible is the same guys, 0001. Usage is 009. Standard value key I will give at B100. Okay, say okay. So it has brought all this in welding in here cost center. Now look at it, I'll give GB002 and it will not allow. Okay, and now what I will do, I will save the activity types. Sorry, this should be here. Okay, let me bring the activity types from the Excel. Okay, I have saved it here, and when I try to save it, it should not allow. Let me just see here. Okay, now check. Now it should give me an error message. It's not giving me an error message. So now you see, activity B101 not set up for this particular cost center. Do you recollect? We have not maintained the values for this particular cost center. This is now we are going to maintain those values in another screen where we had the values. So go to the this particular screen BBGB002. Now maintain the values. I don't know what values I have given. If I am not wrong, I had given 36,000 per annum. Is it 36,000? It is. This is 36,000. This I am supposing it is 60,000. This I am supposing it is 15,000. And here I am supposing it was some other value. I don't remember what I maintained for GB001, but you can maintain some other value, whatever value you want. B104 is fuel. I will say for welding you will not require a lot of fuel. Let's say maximum you will require somewhere around 600 liters in an year. So let me just check the distribution, whether the distribution has happened. Yes, distribution is happening. Now save it. Now that I have maintained the quantities, let's go back and check whether it will accept. It has accepted. See, it says you want to maintain any control key, etc. No, I do not want to maintain any control key. I simply want to change the date here. I always begin it from the beginning of the month 0108. Save. That's all. So I have shown you the dependency. For you to create a work center, you need a cost center against which activities has been planned. So it should be planned quantities. I have not even entered the cost associated with that. I will now go and maintain the cost. That's later. But if you want a repeat, I will show you KP06. In KP06, for these values along with cost elements, for this particular cost center, I will maintain it. So if I remember 401, it is 401, it should be 310 to 340, I believe. Okay, so what is the value I was maintaining? I'll just go and check. Okay, I have to go to the Excel and check. So KP26, I was maintaining these values here. So 57,600, 14,400, this is what I will maintain there. Okay, for B101 to 104. This is activity dependent, which is why I gave both activity and the cost element. If what will we do if it is an activity independent? We will not give any activity information. That is when it becomes activity independent. Now this is dependent upon activity. So it is, what was it, 56,000? No, 57,600. And here it is 14,400. And B102, the cost element is 320. So 320 I have given 48,000 and 12,000. So you have 48,000 and 12,000. Okay. And then B103 is with 330. So there I have given 15,000. So I'll give 15,000. And here I have given variable cost as 7,500. Okay. Now 340 is the cost element for fuel. So fuel is previously it was 10,800. I remember the quantity that I have given is 1,000. I believe 1,000. Was it 1,000 or 600? I believe I have given 600. So 600 into 1.5, I should maintain it as 900. I'll maintain it as 900. 900. So per liter you get it 1.5. So click on, just select one of the item and check whether the distribution has happened. Done. Then save. With this, I have now entered planned dollar value. It is always in group currency. The planned cost that I will incur throughout the year. These activities, I have to run the planned activity rate. I'll go to KSPI. Okay. Again, it selects for all cost center group. This is a challenge. It will run for all the cost center group. So I will select BB10 underscore B, BB10 underscore B. So all the cost centers under this, the GB 0001, GB 002, everything will get costed again, which is fine. Remove the test run. I know for sure it will run properly because we have already done this. So execute it. So BB10 underscore B is not there. Sorry, the mistake is there is no business process group. Business group is relevant only for ABC costing. So say OK. See the price now. So for GB002, the price has gone up here 1.35. Okay, 1.35. The price has reduced. Why it has reduced to 1.35? It is because for this B102 here, what I have done is that what you call I have increased the quantity per month. So it was 30,000 for GB001 machine hours. So in this one I have increased the number of hours. Because quantity, the numerator is increased, the price has become half. The rest of it is same. So this is what is KSPI. So now we have done the activity planned rate calculation for different activities. That's all. So let me go back to the PPT. Let's do a quick recap. We have understood what is a work center. A work center is a place where a work is carried out. Work center is always created in reference to plant. A work center is always assigned to cost center. Activities must be assigned to this cost center. Okay. Now coming to the end, so we have seen the demo also. So anything in white is what I will cover in part A. Part B, I will cover all these advanced scenarios. So that the module on Udemy is split into two sections. Part A covers till simultaneous costing. Okay, when you reach simultaneous costing itself, you become proficient in the entire product costing. Okay, subsequently there are advanced scenarios. Not all advanced scenarios are used by all companies. For example, those who miss the bus of this profit center valuation, group valuation, cannot use it because it is only can be used set up during the greenfield implementation. Now interplant transfer special procurement key, many factories have multiple plans. If you have joint production, you may use it, you may not use it. Subcontracting, again it's the same thing. So depending upon the scenario, you need to be prepared. These days I find product costing consultants being assigned to multiple projects because of shortage of resources. So you can make use of it. So thank you very much for your time. Happy practicing.